In our first remediation business intelligence example, we'll look at executive dashboards, in this case for the distribution business unit. By clicking on any individual graphic, the user is able to expand and look at additional details, in this case the financial accrual roll-up summary. Additional performance graphics are available to be viewed for any level in the organization. In our next example, we will look at tabular reporting with data visualization on maps. We'll be running a report for a business unit level named Marketing. The report that we'll be running is a financial planning report called Financial Performance for the year 2010. The first output will be rows and columns of the requested data. In this example, we have over 1,100 remediation projects summarized with financial information and financial ratios for performance management. For each site, we have a starting balance, the spend during the period, the adjustments made during the period, and the final reserve balance for 2010. This happens to be sorted from high to low so that the user can quickly see the sites or projects with the highest reserve balances. By clicking on the map link, we can select different map reports that will transpose the data onto a map. In this example, we're looking at a reserve multiple metric, which indicates future potential accrual increases based on past performance. The green pins represent sites that have a multiple of 1 or less. Those are in good shape. The yellow sites are medium sites with a multiple of 1 to 3. And the red pins indicate sites that have a high reserve multiple greater than 3. Those would be the sites that we would want to drill down further to determine what the next steps may be or what may be driving poor financial performance. Users can click on any individual pin to review the metric and to zoom in or drill down into additional data. In our next example, we will look at actual expenditures from the last calendar year. My first step will be to drag the phases of work into my row section, and then the dollar amount of actual spend into the column section, so I can view expenditures by phase of work. To make this a more useful graph, I will reverse the axis and then do a sort order from high to low. Now I can view my spend by phase. In this example, monitoring, well sampling, and reporting would be my highest spend phase. I can also change the view to look at spending by phase as a percent. In this case, monitoring, well sampling, and reporting is approximately 27% of the total spend. If I have cost component data, I can drag that into the color pane and view a distribution of the phase level spending by cost component, such as equipment, labor, laboratory, and materials. In our next example, we will look at reserve performance for the portfolio of sites. The reference numbers are individual projects, and the financial data includes the starting balance for the reserve, the spend during the year, the adjustments made during the year, and the end-of-year reserve balance. By viewing this information visually, the user is able to scroll through and look for outliers or anomalies very quickly. Once the user finds a project they would like to look at in more detail, they're able to analyze each individual number. In this example, our starting and ending balances were about the same, but we had a very low spend. So the question may be, are we reserved too high for this project? Or what can we do to accelerate the work? Scrolling through, looking for additional anomalies, we'll find a site that has a different situation. In this example, we had a starting balance that was relatively low when compared to the final balance. The blue bar represents actual accrual adjustments made during the year. So the question is, what's driving the poor forecasting on this individual project? The next example is using a scattergram or scatter chart. We have 2010 spend on the x-axis and the 2010 accrual adjustments on the y-axis. Using the scattergram, it's very easy to spot sites that are in the upper quadrant of both spend and adjustments. These sites might warrant further assessment. If you have sites that are clustered on the scattergram, you're able to zoom in to any certain area of the chart. In this case, now I'm looking at individual sites that had spending over $40,000 during the year and accrual adjustments over $50,000. In our last example, we're going to look at accrual adjustments and the reasons behind them. In this chart, we have our sites on the x-axis for the portfolio that we're analyzing, and the dollar amount for the accrual adjustments made during the previous period. You can see some of the sites had positive increases and other sites towards the right end of the graph had negative accrual reductions. By dragging the plan change reasons into the color plane, we're able to view these adjustments by reason. The color coding allows you to easily spot similarities or drivers of change for the overall portfolio. In this example, we're looking at increases made due to underestimated costs for a particular site.